Verizon's Fios One Sports presents the high school game of the week. Football, basketball, lacrosse, both boys and girls. Fios One is your place for high school sports. Fios One, the channel you'll leave on.
Welcome to this Verizon Fios One presentation of the Northern Region Tournament Championship in volleyball. The South County Stallions taking on the Langley Saxons. I'm Monika Moore along with Centerville head coach Ken Moser. Coach, Langley's been playing really well, and a big reason for that is Elise Richardson.
Right, Elise on defense is the main reason why they're here. I mean, nothing hit the floor on Thursday night in the semifinals, and that allowed them to win the match. Totally, I mean, across the board. She was the main reason why they won, just generally just defensively.
And Catherine Kane has stepped up her game as well.
Right, outside she was dominant. Nobody could stop her on the outside. That's, again, Robinson just had no answer for her, so.
Everyone's expecting for them to be huge, but Nikki Hero is going to have a big game.
Yeah, her setting, she's going to distribute the ball a little bit more because everybody's going to focus on Kane. So the better she distributes the ball, the better they're going to be.
And the Stallions on the other end of it have Lindsay Stevens, the Patriot District Player of the Year.
Yeah, her outside hitting again matches Catherine Kane, so it's going to be a nice game to watch between those two. But she's dominant hitter for them on the outside.
And speaking of dominant hitters, Simone Otway as well has been a player people have been talking about for a long time.
Yeah, she's the most dominant middle probably in the Northern region. So, I mean, as she goes, South County goes, and she's going to have a dominant night tonight because I don't think really Langley has an answer for her in the middle.
And finally, Erica Weidman's defense is also a huge key for the Stallions.
It's going to be a great defensive match. Her ability to play defense matches Elise's too, so it's going to be great. There's going to be a lot of balls dug, a lot of balls hit tonight, so it should be a fun match to watch.
Now let's talk a little bit about the keys to the game for these two teams. First of all, Langley's really going to have to disrupt the serve receive.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they're a great passing team on South County, so it's the better they serve and they can pick on certain players, the better off they're going to do. Because if they can't get the ball to Simone or to Lindsay Stevens, that's going to help them.
But I think one plus for Langley is they've been here before. 2 years ago, they were in this Northern Region Tournament final and they won.
Oh, experience is a big key to be here. I mean, and most of their players were here, 2 years ago as younger kids, as freshmen and sophomores. So that experience by far, and with South County being a first-year team, there's going to be a lot of nerves on their side.
And then finally, we've already talked about Nikki Hero, but she's going to be a huge variable. She's going to have to distribute the ball well.
She is. She's one of the younger players, but I think she'll step up and distribute the ball. I think, Coach Shiflett has done a good job of getting her ready to play at this level. So it's a good thing.
Now, I think that one thing that South County did really well against Stonebridge was their hitting.
Yeah, they did, by far. I mean, they really distributed between not just, Simone and not just Lindsay on the outside, but they used other players too. Back row attacks, things like that, which I don't think Stonebridge was ready for, and everybody stepped up. And I think that's what it's going to take for South County, for everybody to step up.
And another one of their strengths is that every single girl on that team has a good, strong jump serve.
They do, and that's the thing that Langley's really going to have to focus on is giving good passes, because, again, if they don't pass well, it could be a quick match.
And then finally, the blocking. I know that's been something they've been focusing on all year, but that's going to be key tonight.
It is. If they can shut down Kane, shut down, some of the other players, Nikki Hero when she's front row setting and stop her from dumping, that'll be the key. If they're ready for it, it would be a big key for them. It will help them avoid having to serve, receive, and other things in regards to the match. So it'll be a good thing for them if they can block well.
All right. Well, this is going to be a good one tonight. Stay tuned for the Northern Region Volleyball Championship.
Verizon's Fios One, featuring traffic and weather, local sports, stories about people and issues in your community. Fios One, bringing you the world outside your door.
Welcome back to this Verizon Fios One presentation of Northern Region Championship Volleyball. The Langley Saxons taking on the South County Stallions. I'm Monika Moore along with Coach Ken Moser and Paul Frommel on the sidelines. So, Coach, we've talked a lot about these two teams, and they've had a difficult journey to get here. So let's talk a little bit about how they got here, starting with the Saxons, who's taking on Hayfield, the National District Champion, right off the bat.
Yeah, Hayfield was a strong team, a young team, and I think Langley showed its experience to get past them.
And then didn't get easier for them taking on Robinson, the Concord District Champion. A lot of people thought the favorite to win this tournament, and Langley defeats them 3-1.
I think Langley came in and played a very, very consistent game, a very strong game, and I think that just took Robinson off its game a little bit, and that's why they won 3-1.
Okay, so Langley defeating 2 district champions to get here. South County starting off against Chantilly, who was probably the favorite coming into this season to win it all.
Oh, by far. I mean, they were the state semifinalists last year, returned everybody, and South County, that was a little bit of an upset because South County got beat 3-0 last time they played, so it was a huge upset for South County to win that match.
And then in their second game against Stonebridge, the Liberty District champion, but they lost their setter, Amanda Miller, to that broken fibia. So that was a huge loss for Stonebridge.
It was a huge loss, and I think you saw that in actually the match because the setter was a brand new setter. There was some timing issues between the setters and the hitters, and I think that helped South County win that match.
Okay, so coming into this one, South County, the Patriot District champion. Langley got second runner-up too in the Liberty District Championship, but I think a lot of people might say they're the favorite just because of the experience factor.
By far they're the favorite in this match. South County's never been here before. I think a lot of nervousness on their part, a lot of just not knowing what to expect in this game, but Langley's been here, all the players have been here. I mean, so it's a good thing for them to come into this gym, and they're very familiar with this gym. This is where they last won their regional title.
And so obviously you're a coach, so what do you think Coach Paul and his staff are doing to try to help settle the nerves a little bit, and try to tell their team as they're coming out to try to get off on the right foot here?
I think he brought him in early, I think, to help settle those nerves. Get him in the gym, see what the gym was like. He had him out in the court early, just let him touch on a ball, which to get him familiar with the gym, get him familiar with what was going on, and get all that nervous energy out of him early, and I think that helped. But we'll see what happens in this first game.
Well, and then Langley, of course, also here warming up, and Lisa Scott is here. She was one of the big players from their 2007 championship, perhaps inspiring the younger Saxons a little bit.
Yeah, by far. I mean, having Lisa Scott on their bench right now, I think is a huge advantage for them because, like I said, she can tell the players exactly what it's like to play in this match, to play at the next level, to help them understand what they need to do as a team to get through this and win a title.
Well, so again, the Langley Saxons taking on the South County Stallions. Now, South County, during the Patriot District Championship, they looked flawless. It seemed like against Woodson, they had the 3-0 victory in the final. So they've been peaking right now. It seems like they've only lost 3 games so far this season.
Yeah, I mean, that's a strong thing for them. I mean, Centerville played them early on in the season. They were absolutely phenomenal early on in the season, but they've only gotten better since. They were a much better team when I watched them in the semifinal the other night here at Centerville. And I think they're a force to be reckoned with, and they're still extremely young. So, I mean, anything can happen tonight in this match.
So taking a look at the other teams that won the district championships, and one that stands out to me in the National District, Hayfield, it's their first year in the National District. We talked about that injury to Amanda Miller. The National District, for Yorktown, Elise Bush suffered a big injury. They were without her, and Hayfield comes in and wins their first National District championship.
Yeah, I think that was huge. Elise Bush was the team for Yorktown. I think without her, some other players stepped up, but they had no time to really step up as a team and get used to each other prior to that because they lost her, I believe, right at the last match of the year against Washington and Lee. So that was just a huge loss for Yorktown.
And certainly want to talk a little bit about some of the other teams that were on that list. And Stonebridge, we've talked a little bit about them. It really stood out to me that they had 4 players that were getting a lot of recognition with the district honors. And one was Ryan Ackerman, who's only a freshman.
Yes.
So we're going into the national anthem right now before the game starts. This one almost underway. And Coach, one thing we were talking about before the game is the crowd factor. There's a nice crowd that's turned out tonight to support both of these teams. Of course, South County has a football game going on later tonight in the area, but I think both teams have to be thrilled with the amount of support that is on the sidelines tonight.
Oh yeah, this is a great crowd. I mean, great crowd for both. Both crowds are great for Langley and for South County. Just a wonderful crowd. It's nice to see the support out here for both of these teams.
Well, let's go now to Paul Frummel over on the sidelines.
Thanks, Monica. Paul Frummel down on the sidelines here. I talked with South County head coach Dave Prawl before the match, and he mentioned that South County had not won a Northern Region tournament game in their 5-year history. They've already won 3 this year, beating teams such as Chantilly and Stonebridge. And Prawl mentioned that his team is confident and consistent. He thinks that they may have surprised Stonebridge and Chantilly. He also told me that South County used to be a pushover in this northern region, and they're looking to be an established team.
All right, thanks, Paul. So I think that is one thing that has been very important with South County is the consistency that they've had. Certainly earlier on in the season they were working out some kinks, but that has been a big thing for them during the tournament.
Right, I think when Coach Prawl started the South County program, he knew he was going to grow a program and take a few early seasons where it was going to be a growing, but he's finally turned his program into something that I think is going to make a serious, reputation for itself in the northern region.
And it certainly helps when you have 2 players like Antwi and Stevens who could certainly play at the next level. Antwi has so much interest in her, and I think people are going to see why tonight. So getting underway here, Langley starting off with the service. It'll be Kate No serving for the Saxons. And right away, Langley establishing themselves. Sorry, that was number 3, Carly Owen, who started off the serving. And right away, I think you see the experience for Langley. You see South County, maybe some nerves.
Right, exactly, yeah. Just missing, not moving well to get to the ball on serve receive, and she ends up with an ace.
And Carly Owen, once again, one of the players that's going to have a big night tonight, going up for the hit, and right there on the block, Chelsea Weatherhead up, but the Saxons were right there. So right away, it's Langley with the first 2 points of the game. Carly Owen looking very strong back there behind the service line, helping the Langley Saxons jump out to this quick lead. And once again, a bobble in the back row. South County trying to rally with the free ball. You get your first look there at Nikki Hero, the setter, but South County getting possession back.
I think Nikki did a good job there of basically staying away from Kane for the first ball and opening up and understanding that they have other people that can attack the ball besides Catherine Kane.
So we'll get our first look right here at Patriot District Player of the Year, Lindsay Stevens serving that one out of bounds. So a lucky break there for the Saxons. They'll get possession back. And serving for the Saxons, number 8, Maddie Katori. South County there with a nice pass. The block is there, but in the net, the ball will go back to the Saxons. I'm sorry, getting the numbers difficult to see. We'll certainly straighten that out. It's Elise Richardson serving, Liberty District Player of the Year. Simone Antwi there with a big hit to get the ball back for South County. You see why she has been so impressive during this tournament so far and very big for her club.
And that's the thing that she does well for South County. They move her around on the offense, outside sometimes, middle sometimes, and she's just a weapon at any position she plays.
Reagan Jansen serving, nice pass from the back row. Will set up number 11 for the Saxons, Lainey LeBlanc. So far, the Langley Saxons have definitely seemed to have the edge in the early goings.
They do. They're just being very smart with the ball when it's on their side of the court, and basically letting South County make the mistakes to give them their points.
Nikki Hero now serving the setter. We've talked a lot about her so far tonight because she's going to be a player that has to have a big night for the Saxons. Nice serve there, handled by the back row. Antwi goes up strong.
I mean, that's just her dominance in the middle. She has a vertical that I believe is about 10.5 or 10.6, and she's just going to go over top of anybody that even doesn't touch even close to 10. And she just showed you the power there.
And certainly with that height and that vertical, it can intimidate some people. Number 9 now serving. And again, Antwi there now on the block, showing that she's not only a strong hitter, but also with the blocking, but they're going to call a net violation once again, giving the ball back to the Saxons as they'll sort this out right now. A little confused about, the players seem a little confused by the call, but Langley will be serving.
Yeah, Simone was dominant in that, just a little too aggressive on the block and touching that with her wrist.
Catherine Kane serving for the Saxons, number 10, the big hitter we've been talking about, leading her team in hitting and blocking right now. Nice big hit for South County to get the ball back. So the hitting looking very well so far for South County.
Very well for South County. They're being very consistent, putting the ball in play, not making any mistakes, hitting out, and just being smart with their hits.
Erica Fairbanks in to serve. She is the defensive specialist for South County, leads her team in digs. And nice move right there by the setter. It seemed to catch South County a little bit off guard.
South County needs to be aware of when Nikki Hero is in the front row because she is a weapon for them. She loves to dump it onto and get points.
So the Saxons now leading 7-4. Lainey LeBlanc serving. Nice short pass there. Langley to recover. Nikki Hero once again trying to catch South County off guard, but they recover. And a nice tip right there will get the ball back for South County.
I think they did a nice job there on a tight set, just getting it over, getting it in play, and just catching Langley a little bit off guard.
Shelby Robertson serving for South County. She's one of the players that Coach Paul told me needs to step up tonight. Everyone's expecting for Stevens and Otway to have big games, but she needs to have a nice game as well. South County setting it up. Nice hit from the outside there, number 14 for the Stallions, Lindsay Stevens.
I mean, South County did a nice job of getting her the ball on the outside and getting her to hit hard cross inside the block.
So Shelby Robertson serving one more time for the Stallions. Again, strong serve, close to the net. Heroes able to handle it. Short tip over. Hard hit by number 3, Allison Gregorowitz, and they're going to give the ball back to Langley on that one.
Number 14 had a nice attack. She was on the right side, opposite side. She had a nice attack inside the block again. Langley just seems to be playing a little more aggressively on offense, and South County seems to be just back on their heels a little bit defensively.
Another strong serve for the Saxons. They're doing a good job with the service, and a nice block right there for the Saxons. And that just nice placement.
Just nice, right, exactly. I think Langley got caught basically cheating up on their attack and then just out of position and not getting back in time.
So South County coming right back into this one now, 8-7. Serving for the Stallions will be number 3, Allison Gregorowitz. Again, close to the net. Hero tries to handle it, recovers very well. So South County will adjust. And nice block there from the front row for Langley. Number 3, Carly Owen. She's having a great game so far.
She is having a great game. Both front row and back row. She's doing a great job across the board. She's just being smart and getting her timing correct.
Christine Beck now in the game for Carly Owen. Beck, a junior defensive specialist and setter for the Saxons. Nice jump serve there. South County handles it. And then from the back row, Allison Gregorowitz trying to capitalize but cannot.
I think she just tried to do a little too much with that ball on that set versus just putting it in play deep into the court.
So Christine Beck will have her second serve. The first one a little low. This one a little more height on it. South County will set it up going straight to Stevens. Nice job for the back row to handle that. Olivia Justice there.
I think the outside, number 7, I think just a little hesitant on getting the ball in play. Was trying to do too, not do enough with it just to put it in play and just put it deep, and she mishit it, hitting error.
Lindsay Stevens again serving for the Stallions. Back row bobbles it a little bit, and again Justice having to recover. Simone Otway, big hit, free ball for Langley. A little miscommunication on the back row from South County.
I think Stevens isn't used to playing back row, so I think that caught Gregorowicz off guard when she took a step towards her and who was going to get that ball.
So Elise Richardson back serving for the Saxons, the defensive specialist who's the heart and soul of this Langley team. Aren't we just had to readjust there and couldn't get enough on the ball.
She never got out to her position and make an attack on the ball, and I think the setter just threw it too far outside. She did what she could, but still couldn't get it over the net.
Elise Richardson serving once again for the Saxons. Nice serve. Again, the back row bobbles it a little bit. South County will settle for the free ball. You see there the nice defense from Richardson and a strong hit for Langley. South County will have to once again try for the free ball. You see why Elise Richardson is so important to this team. And then number 11, Lainey LeBlanc with the hit.
She did a great job there of basically with Catherine Kane running behind of, Nikki of setting the ball outside and just getting a good block, and the block just wasn't there in time, and she went right off of it to the outside. Nice swing.
Richardson serving once again. Another nice serve from the senior Simone Otway there. Big hit off the fingertips of the blockers will give the ball back to South County.
And she had a great approach that time, a great set, and again, just went over top of a smaller block.
And again, we've already talked a little bit about it, but Otway has looked great during this tournament. She's coming into her own as she nears the end of the junior year.
Definitely coming into her own as a player.
Reagan Jansen was serving there. Lainey LeBlanc will go up for the hit. And back to Otway, a little bit too much on this one, out of bounds. We'll give the ball back to the Saxons.
She just didn't make enough adjustment on the approach, and I think that's why it was just a little bit behind her and she hit it out of bounds.
So Nikki Hero will be back up for the Saxons. A couple substitutions coming into the game for Langley before Nikki Hero, the setter, serves. Hard jump serve there by Hero. Number 6 there with the tip, Shelby Robertson. Again, over the block. Langley can't handle it.
Right, just a great smart shot. Langley was looking for an attack out there, and somebody hit the ball, and unfortunately they just free-balled it over and put it basically in a spot where no one was.
Serving now for the Stallions, Vanessa Manupur. And the back row will have to readjust. Double hit called on the Saxons will give Manupur another serve.
Just didn't get her body squared up to the ball and be able to, and when she double contacted it, just mishandled it with her hands.
Another nice serve from Manupur. Hero will go to the left side and gets the kill.
That's one of Catherine Kane's best shots. It's a lower set, a quicker set. The block doesn't have time to get there, and she just basically will get you a kill probably 9 out of 10 times on that. That's one of her favorite shots.
Showing why she's gotten so much recognition, second team all region. And Kane will be serving now for the Langley Saxons. Jump serve for Catherine Kane. Could hear the coaching staff very impressed with that one. Richardson recovering. Hero once again going to the left side. Nice tip there by number 3, Carly Owen, back in the game for the Saxons.
She did a great job there. The block never got off the ground, and she just basically abused it and basically put it down for a point because she was late getting there.
And South County calling a timeout, no doubt, to break the momentum a little bit and regroup.
Oh yeah, by far. I mean, South County's not playing a bad match. They're not being aggressive. They're being just very tentative out there on the court. And I think that's the difference you see in the match right now. Langley's being very aggressive. They're not, and I think that's part of what Coach Paul is telling them. They just got to get more aggressive and be ready. They're kind of back on their heels a little bit, expecting Langley to just hit balls at them all night long, and Langley's mixing it up well.
Well, and certainly Coach Paul has to be happy with the fact that they recovered after Langley started off with the momentum. They came right back into it, so certainly something they're capable of doing, but completely agree that Langley has been mixing it up, different hitters having opportunities. No one player right now has been dominant for the Saxons. It's a great team effort.
And that's what's going on right now for Langley, exactly. They're doing that. Catherine Kane's their main weapon, but I think maybe she's had 2 kills in this entire first set, so it's good for them. That they're mixing it up because South County doesn't know who the ball's going to go to. So Nikki here is doing exactly what you need to do in this match, and that's move the ball around. And she's done a great job at it.
So we'll see if South County able to be a little more aggressive. Catherine Kane serving for the Saxons. Again, strong jump serve. That one out of bounds, so that's one way to do it with the timeout there.
They always say as a coach, that's the best timeout. But coach, if you take a timeout and somebody serves it out of bounds, that was the perfect timeout.
So the ball back to South County defensive specialist Erica Fairbanks serving. Again, another tip over close to the net. South County will recover. And that just a mistake from the back row there. Vanessa Manupur with the free ball.
Yeah, I think they're just a little apprehensive on what they're trying to do. They're trying to do a little too much when they do a free ball versus just pushing it deep in the court and letting their defense take over.
Lainey LeBlanc serving for the Saxons. Again, serve out of bounds. I was just about to say that Langley's looked strong on the serving end, that the last 2.
Right, exactly. And sometimes that happens when you get a little easy on the court, a little relaxed. You tend to serve a little less aggressively, and then you'll miss some serves.
Nice pass. Once again going to the left side. South County able to recover. Lindsay Stevens with a hit. Again, good defense close to the net. Carly Owen once again huge, and Owen again. Can't say enough about Carly Owen.
Carly Owen is playing absolutely out of her game tonight. I mean, she's doing wonderful jobs in the middle. I mean, especially if she's up against, you know, a shorter middle in there, and she's doing a great job of moving the ball around, tipping it left, tipping it right. So she's doing a wonderful job.
Maddie Katori serving for the Saxons. Nice serve from Katori, kind of breaks the streak there for the Saxons. Great hit right there for South County to get the momentum right back.
Yeah, Lindsay Stevens found the inside hand on the blocker, and that just kind of disrupted the defense a little bit of Langley.
Allison Gregorowitz serving for the Stallions, and that's what they need, I think, is just a couple of strong hits. That's their bread and butter. Nikki Hero once again over to Owen, net violation.
Yeah, I believe they just got a little too aggressive there at the net, trying to reach over for the ball and ended up touching the net with their arm.
So the officials right on top of that call. Gregorowitz serving again for South County. Elise Richardson back to Carly Owen. She's been a favored target today for Nikki Hero. South County with the free ball. Again, Richardson handling it very easily. And right there, it's Carly Owen around the setter with the left side hit.
Carly ran around for a slide and actually just had the timing perfectly. The block never got out there, and she just hit it right down the line. Great timing, great set from Nikki Hero.
And you can see how happy her teammates are with her as Owen comes out of the game. And as you said, she's playing out of her mind right now. This is the Northern Region Tournament I'm sure she hoped to have so far. So the ball back with the Langley Saxons. Beck serving. Lindsay Stevens with a hit. The block is there from Catherine Kane. Hero will go right back to Kane. South County able to handle it, and then nice hit from Lindsay Stevens.
Again, the block was late. Lindsay Stevens right down the line, you know, basically a great swing down the line. No defender there.
Lindsay Stevens so far having a very steady game. Certainly, she's a very reliable player.
She is. She's just a good, consistent hitter. Doesn't make a lot of mistakes when she swings.
Stevens will be serving for the Stallions. Again, the senior first team all region. Saxons go to their front row, getting a little help from the net, but it's out of bounds.
I think that was the right idea to go down the line. Unfortunately, hitting it into the net made it go out of bounds.
Stevens serving again for the Stallions. The Stallions right back into this one, 19-17. That was a great timeout by Coach Paul. It seemed to settle his Stallions a little bit, and a big block, but out of bounds. Langley will be serving, and Elise Richardson, the senior heart and soul of this team, as Langley's gonna try to hold on to this lead. 20-17 Saxons in game one of this Northern Region final. Hard serve by Richardson, and then Simone Otway with a big hit. Lainey LeBlanc, that one will be out of bounds.
Lainey tried to swing and get some hands off of Simone. It's just big, tall, long arms, tried to get some hands, but just missed it and put it out of bounds.
Serving for the Saxons, Reagan Jansen. Missed some games earlier this year, is back for the Stallions. Once again, left-hand side, Catherine Kane.
Catherine did a great job on the slide. She recognizes that Simone is blocking in the middle, but they have a shorter blocker on the right side, and I think she just abused the shorter blocker to hit the ball off the hands out of bounds.
Kane once again having a steady night, but as we said, she hasn't been the dominant player. The Saxons have been moving around Carly Owen, and then just the back row not able to handle that serve.
It was a great float serve. I think they took it too high and just basically misplayed it and ended up, you know, you have to get aggressive on float serves. And I think South County is staying back a little bit on serve receive. Need to get a little more aggressive on serve receive.
Nikki Hero again serving for the Saxons. Hard serve, South County able to handle that one. Simone Otway right there. Huge hit, nothing Langley could do.
That's where you see her athleticism right there on play. I mean, perfect pass, perfect set, and she gets on top of it and puts it basically just right past the 10-foot line.
And you can really see her athleticism, her jumping ability. Manupur serving for the Stallions. Hero will go to LeBlanc. The block is there, out of bounds. Langley ball.
Again, using Simone Antry's size and her height and basically to go off the block and put it out of bounds. It was a good swing.
We talked a lot about the Stallions hitting, but Langley hitting well so far as well. Kane with the serve. Back to Otway. Once again, a huge hit. She's really trying to rally her team.
She is. I mean, she's doing a great job. I mean, they set her in all three positions that time when she was in the front row, and that's what they need to do. Just keep moving the ball to her and to keep them in this match.
Fairfax serving for South County. Richardson, a little bit of a bobble there. Hero will go with the free ball. Lindsay Stevens, front row. The block is there, but in the net.
Again, just a little too aggressive going for the ball.
So Hero right there getting the call in the net. Serve back to Erica Fairbanks. Carly Owen with a nice ball. That one out of bounds.
This is what South County needs. A few hitting mistakes from Langley, and they're right back in this game.
And it'll be interesting to see if they feed off the crowd. The crowd's gotten a lot louder on the South County side.
They have. I think they're understanding that South County needs the crowd to get them through this match, through this first set. I mean, they've done a great job of coming back. They've gotten more aggressive. Langley, on the other hand, has gotten a little more, a little more relaxed in the court, a little less aggressive, and I think that's the difference. And I'm sure Coach Shiflett is telling them that, to get more aggressive out there versus, and if it's not there, put the ball in play and let our defense take over, because they're playing great defense against South County. Playing great defense.
Well, and I think the thing they have to be happy about, too, is the players stepping up that aren't the players you necessarily expect to step up, so they need to build off of that.
Right, exactly, and I think that's great. I mean, Kane is doing a wonderful job.
Here we have a nice replay. We're going to see the big hit, the big block right there, just dominant. That one. Fairbanks again serving for the South County Stallions. They've cut the lead to 1. See if Langley can regroup after that timeout. Hero going back to Carly Owen. Nice job getting a hand on the ball. Stevens too much on the hit.
Again, Catherine King, Carly Owen did a great job on the outside. She didn't have a full approach, just put it in play, and basically South County got it up, but then they hit it out of bounds. So that's all she needs to do. That's been the difference in her tonight. She's just being a smart hitter tonight when she's in the front row.
LeBlanc serving for the Saxons. No surprise, back to Lindsay Stevens, the block, and it's Carly Owen once again, as well as Lindsay Warden for the Saxons. That's game 1.
I think Langley did exactly what they need to do in game 1. Basically, Catherine Kane's her main hitter, but they went away from her for a lot of the points, and Carly Owen just stepped up immensely as the opposite outside. She stepped up totally across the board when she was in the front, and they weren't ready for that.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back for Game 2 of this Northern Region Final.
Verizon's Fios One, featuring traffic and weather, local sports, stories about people, and issues in your community. Fios One, bringing you the world outside your door.
Shot of the trophies as we get right back into this Verizon Fios One presentation of the Northern Region Volleyball Final. The Langley Saxons getting game 1, and Coach, we've talked a lot about it, but the experience was huge. That was the factor.
It was huge for them, for Langley, in that first game. I mean, South County, you saw a lot of nerves in that game, just a lot of lack of aggression on their part because they've not been here, so they're just going to hesitate for that split second, and Langley basically did what they needed to do with that hesitation. Hopefully Coach Paul will get them ready to play and a little more aggressive in this game, and Langley just needs to keep doing what they did in the first game. Move the ball around. Nikki Hero did a great job.
Let's go down now to Paul Fromelt over on the sideline.
Monica, I talked with Langley head coach Sue Shiflett before the game, and she mentioned that early on in the season, she didn't feel like her team had the heart to get this far in the region tournament, but she slowly saw her team mature, and a big reason for that was Elise Richardson, the first team all-region selection. She says Elise is awesome. She has that desire to win, but has a happy-go-lucky attitude. She's a coach on the court.
That's something that Coach Shiflett said to me as well. She compared her to Megan Shiflett, the standout and daughter of Sue Shiflett for Langley a couple years ago, that she is that coach on the court, that's that extension that is so nice for coaches to have.
But yeah, Elise is a player that any coach wants because she does really take care of the team on the court. I mean, she's always high-fiving people when she comes on and off the court. She's just making sure everything on the court runs smoothly. If someone has a bad hit, she's always the first one to go up and high-five them and make sure they get over it quickly so they're ready to play the next point.
And now, as if on cue, Elise Richardson walking around, getting all of her teammates ready for this second game of the Northern Region Final. South County will be starting off with serving Lindsay Stevens in the back row for the Stallions serving, and a big serve to start off the second game.
Huge jump serve. That's what South County needs to do if they get easy points off of their serve. They're a good serving team, so get some easy points off of it.
Lindsay Stevens, second serve of game 2 for the Stallions. Again, a nice serve. The back row able to handle that one. Richardson setting up her teammate Olivia Justice, but that one straight into the net.
I don't think the right side hitter, the opposite hitter, was ready for that set from Elise, and I think that's why she hit into the net.
Stevens again serving for the Stallions. This time Richardson again with the set. South County able to recover, going straight to Antwi, off the net, and Langley not able to handle it.
No, Antwi just too big in the middle for that. I mean, defensively they were too far back, and they just need to move up because she's not going to hit balls deep. She's going to hit them much shorter, due to her vertical.
Well, this is definitely how South County wanted to start off game 2, I think. A lot more dominant and aggressive than last game.
It's a great ace from Lindsay Stevens. Carly Owen in the back row right now is just a little lacking aggression out there.
So Stevens now with 4 points to start off this second game. Another big serve, and again, Carly Owen just having a difficult time.
I wouldn't be surprised to see her taken out of the serve receive to let her relax a little bit and get back in the game.
You can see on her face a little bit of the frustration. It's just a difficult position to be in. Another hard serve. That one out of bounds, so Langley will break the serve on the out of bounds serve.
And you can just see on Carly Owen's face right now that she just looks like she was not happy with how she played back row. So she's ready to get and do something here in this next rally.
Elise Richardson with the serve. South County again setting up Antwi. Antwi going with the tip. Langley recovers nicely. You could tell they didn't expect Antwi to go with that. Owen there recovering. Langley with the kill there, and then Antwi, huge hit, and again Carly Owen just not able to handle it.
No, I mean, she was there defensively. She read it right, just in the wrong spot, playing it outside the court.
And I think you can just see the frustration again, and that really affects everything that you're doing. South County, another nice serve. Hero will go to the right side with LeBlanc, and then Antwi off the block, out of bounds, will give South County another point.
That's where Antwi's athleticism, I mean, it's just the advantage for them in a play like that, because again, Langley was late on the block, they free-balled it over, so the advantage went to South County.
And a nice timeout call right there by the Langley coaching staff, I think, because Langley, this doesn't look like the team we saw during game 1.
No, not the team we saw during game 1. I think they thought that they were playing well and just figuring it out, and then South County comes out in this game and serves aggressively. Lindsay Stevens serves aggressively first couple of points, and they just haven't been able to come back.
So we'll see once again, that was the Elise Richardson serve. You're going to see Antwi going up. Surprising Langley a little bit. Langley able to recover, but Antwi showing she has some skills in the middle as well when called upon, can set the ball. She is such a dominant player, and you're going to see her with this big hit. Again, the athleticism, you see the height she gets on the jump, and Carly Owen can't handle it.
And I mean, that's what they need to do. Set her wherever she's out in the court when they can, and that's just a weapon that they need to use all night long.
So South County now serving for the Stallions. Reagan Jansen. See if Langley able to recover after that timeout. And just Hero trying to do a little bit too much. We'll go now to Paul Frummelt again on the sidelines.
Monica, we were talking about Simone Antwi and Lindsay Stevens, both having great games so far tonight. Antwi with 18 kills, Stevens with 14 kills in their last game against Stonebridge. Head coach Dave Prawl has called both his players almost unstoppable so far in the region tournament.
Well, and looking at these South County Stallions, you can just see it on their faces too. It's just a different team. It seems like all the jitters have worn off. They're feeling the confidence right now. Nice block. Looks like they're going to call it out of bounds on South County, so Langley will get the ball back. But South County right now is playing like the team we expected to see tonight.
Yeah, this is the team basically I think that Coach Paul wanted to see in set 1, but they weren't there. I think nerves were an issue.
Serving again, Langley. I think everyone thought they'd go back to Antwi.
And again, that's just a good play from Antwi on a tight set, not trying to hit it through the block, just be smart with it and put it over the block.
And I think that shows a little bit of the maturity she's gained over this year during her junior year. South County serving. Owen again in the back row. Hero will go left side. big block by South County, and another big block by South County. Simone Otway is all over the place along with Grigorowicz.
South County's really, really focusing on when Catherine Kane's front row, and I think they're really shifting their block to get over there and shut her down.
Vanessa Montepour serving that one out of bounds. That may be the break that Langley needed. South County leading this one 11-3 in game 2. Langley with that one-game lead in this Northern Region final.
Langley just needs to get a little more consistent in what they're doing on the court.
Catherine Kane serving for the Saxons. Set going over to Grigorowicz. Langley able to handle it. Simone Otway sets up. They go straight to her in the middle. A short hit. Got a hand on it, but Simone Otway has been amazing.
Her last 3 balls, she didn't get up and try to hit them hard. She just placed them in a spot where there was no defender, and that was the best thing she could have done.
And I think that's so important for hitters to mix up what they're doing. If you expect someone just to kill it every single time, it's easier to play defense against them.
And that's what Langley is doing. They're sitting back waiting for her to hit balls, and her mixing it up is really catching them off guard right now.
So a miscue by South County will give the ball back to Langley serving for the Saxons. Lainey LeBlanc, number 11, senior outside hitter. Going to the middle again, Grigorowicz with a short hit. And again, Langley just not having good coverage right there with the short hits.
Right, I mean, South County right now is doing a lot of off-speed shots, and Langley's just sitting back waiting for hits, and I think they just have to adjust to that if they want to get back in the set.
Shelby Robertson serving for the Stallions. Huge lead right now in game 2. Langley looking to recover. Actually, it looked like the outside hitter, even though Owen was going up for it for Langley, and Langley really needed that.
They did. I think that's going to hopefully they'll build off of that to get back in this set. Good swing on the outside.
Maddie Katori serving for the Saxons. Another jump serve. Lindsay Stevens, the block is there. Elise Richardson, you see why she's so important, going all out for that one. Back to Lindsay Stevens, another hard hit. The block is there. Nice blocking by both teams, and Langley just a little unlucky.
Yeah, I mean, they got a great up on that, but unfortunately put a little too close to the net to where the setter couldn't play the ball on the second attempt.
A nice bit of a rally there by both teams. We saw great volleyball from both sides.
Yeah, great defense on Langley's part.
Grigorowicz serving for the Stallions. Another mistake there.
And I think that's the difference right now. Langley needs to hopefully help South County make mistakes and gets them back in this game. Because South County's just playing very consistent ball, being very, very safe with the ball, not making the errors right now, where Langley is making the errors.
Beck serving for the Saxons, number 5. Comes in, plays the back row. A little bit of a misstep there. That one over. South County gets the better of it. Number 7, Lainey LeBlanc with a huge hit.
And again, that's a great dig by the libero on South County, but the setter just basically wasn't ready to go after the second ball.
Sorry, that was Olivia Justice, number 7 with the hit. Number 5 serving again. Beck for the Saxons. Langley getting back into game 2. Mistake on the back row by Grigorowicz.
I think that's what Langley needs to do, keep picking on Grigorowicz in the back row, because they know that she's not the best passer back there, just no different than South County did earlier, picking on, Owen in the back row.
Christine Beck serving her 3rd serve in this series. Nice serving so far from the back row for Beck. Number 7 with the big hit, but the block is there. They're going to call her in the net. So a bit of a break there for South County.
A good break for South County because it was a great block. Just a little aggressive and touched the net with their hand.
And I thought they were probably going to go to Stevens. Stevens now serving for the Stallions. Aren't we on that front row? Catherine Kane there with the big hit. The block is there for South County. They recover nicely. Looked like a little miscommunication. Justice with the kill.
Just a great swing cross court.
One thing you have to say for both of these teams is they really kind of keep their composure, and whenever it looks like things are not going their way, they're able to get back into it.
Yeah, they're really keeping themselves mentally together on the court. Nobody's making mistakes. When they do make mistakes, the rest of the team picks them up.
Aren't we there? Hero will go for the set to Kane, and you see why Kane has been getting so much respect in this Northern Region tournament.
Again, they ran that slide again with Kane. Simone Anthony was a little late getting over there, and she just basically went right outside of her.
And now they have Elise Richardson serving in the back row. Low serve, South County able to handle it straight to Otway. No surprise there. Big hit by Otway.
Great swing, no block in front of her, just put it right down deep in the court.
Otway is having a fantastic Northern Region final right now. I feel that she's been the difference maker for the Stallions with those big hits.
By far been the difference. I mean, as far as what South County's success is so far in this game.
Reagan Jansen serving for the Stallions. Owen again on the back row. You can see a little nervous to hit that one. South County setting up Otway. Big hit from the middle.
Otway basically ran a little bit towards the outside versus going in the middle, and the blocker never followed her out there. She had just a free swing of the ball and just great kill.
And I feel like you can tell every time it comes to Owen now on the back row, you see a little nervous. She seems to tense up a little bit.
She does.
Nice pass there from Owen. Maybe that's what she needed for the confidence.
Yeah, I think so. I think she just needs to get 1 or 2 kills, and I think that's going to bring her back in the game at the level she was playing game 1 with.
Hero will be serving, only a sophomore for the Saxons. She had some growing pains earlier this year just with hitters getting used to her. Now she's playing very well for the Saxons. Back to Otway. The block is there, but off the fingertips of Langley.
That's a great swing using the blocks, using a shorter block and going off it so no one can play it beyond the block.
South County in control of this one, up by 7 points. Manupur serving for the Stallions. Nice pass. LeBlanc there with the hit.
That's a great job, again, just getting it over the block and no defender behind the block to get the ball up after it gets through the block.
And Catherine Kane serving now for the Saxons. She's been quiet and steady tonight, not making mistakes when the ball comes to her. Those nice hits from the left side, and that one there, too much on it.
She's been great for Langley. I mean, just very consistent front row, very consistent back row when she's in there. I mean, that first serve, I think, was one of her first mistakes she's made tonight.
Weidman now for the Stallions. Just a little miscommunication, but it's out of bounds to Langley. It looked like Richardson couldn't decide if the ball was out of bounds or not.
She made that call very late, but again, that shows her leadership on the court too, to wait that long to make a call and in or out.
LeBlanc serving for the Saxons, close to the net. Setter able to handle it, but the free ball does not make it over the net.
And those are again the points that Langley needs to get back into this game. I mean, down 5 at this point.
LeBlanc serving for the Saxons. Second serve of this series. Lindsay Stevens with the hit, but the block is there. They're calling it out of bounds on the Saxons. South County volleyball.
That's just a great swing by Lindsay Stevens. That shows basically her senior leadership out there on the court to find a block, use it, and get a kill out of it.
Shelby Robertson back now serving for the Stallions. That one out of bounds. I couldn't quite see it, but the officials were all over the call.
Yeah, that was a good serve, good cross-court serve, just missed it by about 6 inches.
Patori now back serving for the Saxons, 20-15. Langley's clawing their way back in, slow but sure, to game 2. Lindsay Stevens with the hit. Nice big hit from the middle for Carly Owen, again looking to regain that confidence. Lindsay Stevens, the block is there. Owen jumping in, and then Olivia Justice with the hit, but it's out of bounds.
That was a great rally for both sides. I mean, Langley did what they needed to do, just unfortunately a miss hit from the outside hitter.
And those are always heartbreaking when you're trying to come back into a game and it just doesn't go your way, and you played so well in that series.
Exactly. I mean, I think she wanted to put it in play and just slightly missed it. It wasn't ready for the set.
Grigorowicz serving for the Stallions. Langley going back to Carly Owen. A little miscommunication for the Stallions. And another net violation, it looks like, or a double hit or something against the Saxons will give South County the point and the ball.
Exactly. I believe someone's in the net or a double contact from the setter.
Grigorowicz serving for the Stallions. Another nice serve from Grigorowicz. Hero going to Carly Owen. Again, Owen trying to tip the ball over, take South County by surprise. Justice with another tip over. South County trying to set up Stevens. And again, South County gets the better of Langley on a series.
Exactly. I mean, South County's doing a wonderful job of mixing up their shots, and I think that's totally catching Langley off guard right now because they're not ready for the off-speed shot. They're just sitting back waiting for someone to hit a ball at them.
Not surprising that Sue Shiflett calls another timeout. South County now with 23-15 lead.
I think it's a big thing for right now for Langley to just, get some momentum at the end of this set and just get it, because they'll get it to 1-1 and then get some momentum at the end of this set going into set 3. South County also needs to put this set away to keep the momentum going and get these last 2 points to finish this set out.
So both teams a lot on the line in this one in terms of how the rest of this match will probably play out. I think this is what people expected, though, because these are two fairly evenly matched teams when you just look at the rosters.
Yes, they're very fairly matched. Because you have some good outside hitters, some good middle hitters on both teams, and I think it's just a matter of what they do defensively, how well they pass, and how well they serve. And you've seen Langley do it in set 1, and now you've seen South County do it in set 2.
It will be South County volleyball when we resume. Grigorowicz serving for the Stallions, number 3. Couple of nice serves from her in this game, too. She continues to be consistent. Hero will go to Richardson this time. Nice hit from the back line there. Lindsay Stevens, that one a little over the net. Stevens recovers nicely. Langley back to the middle, net violation for the Stallions.
And again, that was a good thing for, Owen in the front row to just be smart with the ball on a tight set, just put it over, and she got South County to commit a net violation.
And Langley definitely needed that to get back into this game 2 and see if they can regain that momentum we were talking about heading into game 3. Christine Beck serving for the Saxons. Jump serve from Beck. South County a little too much height on that one. The setter didn't see the ball.
I think she thought the ball was going to be over the net, so she decided to go up the log versus trying to play it and set it to one of her outside hitters.
Beck, second serve here of her series, serving for the Saxons. Been very consistent serving tonight. Lindsay Stevens in the middle, huge hit, but Elise Richardson with a nice dig from the back row. And once again, Langley with another point.
And that's just a great swing, a great dig back row defensively, set up that offensive swing and set up that kill.
And it's like we've been talking about, Langley feeds so much off of what Richardson does.
And I think South County's been doing a good job of keeping the ball away from Richardson.
Close to the net again. South County setter having to work very hard for it. Hard hit, too much on it.
Exactly. Langley worked very hard on that play and just basically just to miss it from their outside hitter.
So this will be a game point for South County, and it's probably who they want back there right now serving. Lindsay Stevens, their senior Patriot District MVP. Nice serve. Langley going to Catherine Kane, and that's probably the person they wanted hitting the ball.
Exactly. Owens had a great pass after she's been struggling in this set, had a great pass, great set, great kill.
And now it will be, conversely, the Liberty District MVP, Richardson, serving for the Saxons. Nice hit, a nice serve from Richardson. Out of bounds for Chelsea Weatherhead. Again, we'll give another serve to Richardson.
Again, I think she just tried to do a little too much with the swing, didn't have a good set. Instead of just putting it in play, just tried to do something too much.
Well, great timeout by Sue Shiflett, because this is what Langley needed at the end of game 2. Hit from the back row, out of bounds, 24-21.
Langley, like I said, Langley's doing exactly what he needed, getting some momentum. This game's not over with yet. But they still have a big hill to climb to get back in this.
Richardson, another nice serve. She's been great from the back row. Antwi with the tip. Nice job by Carly Owen. It's out of bounds. Look at that effort, though. But South County will get game 2.
I think that was a great effort by Owen. I think you saw what she wants to do. She struggled a little bit in that second set, but you saw at the end of that, she got a great pass, great dig. Unfortunately, just missed out being out of bounds by a few, but great job across the board for them, for Langley. And I think they did gain a lot of momentum towards the end of that set, going into set 3.
This is a good one. Come back for game 3 of this region final.
Verizon's Fios One, featuring traffic and weather, local sports, stories about people and issues in your community. Fios One, bringing you the world outside your door.
Welcome back to this Verizon Fios Bios 1 presentation of the Northern Region Volleyball Final. We are tied 1 game apiece for the Langley Saxons and the South County Stallions. Coach, again, very impressed with how South County came back in game 2.
South County really took control in game 2. I mean, and did what they needed to do. They started off aggressively serving, and I think that put Langley into a little bit of a hole that they just basically could not get out of. I mean, you've now turned this match into a best-of-3 format.
Let's go back down to Paul Fromont over on the sidelines.
Monika, you mentioned the maturation of sophomore setter Nikki Hero, and one of the players that's benefited greatly from Hero's maturation has been Catherine Kane, the second-team all-region selection. Kane had 12 kills against Robinson. Nikki Hero with 26 assists. Them getting on the same page has helped out greatly for the Saxons.
Absolutely. I mean, they've been very big so far for the Saxons, and certainly the young talent stepping up has been very integral. It's going to be interesting to see what Carly Owen does for the rest of this match. She was so dominant during game 1 and then bobbled a little in game 2.
I think they'll continue to go to Owen. I think she'll step up her game, but I think we also see, you'll see Langley get back to what got him here, and that's going to Catherine Kane with a few more sets and get her a little more involved in the offense.
Well, that slide on the left side has looked fantastic. That's the bread and butter, I think, of the Langley offense.
It is. I mean, they love that slide. I think that's the thing. It's tough to stop, and I don't think South County's actually ready for it.
So it will be Carly Owen serving for the Saxons here in game 3 to get us underway. Again, it's all tied up here, 1 game apiece for both the Stallions and the Saxons. Not serve from Owen to start out game 3. Justice is there. Hero will go to Kane. The block is there. Great job by Carly Owen. It looks like they're going to call a lift, or I'm not sure of the technical term for that.
That's the exact term for it, a lift. I mean, she did a great job of getting to it, but she just kind of redirected it for just a little too long, kept her hand on a little too long.
That's why I'm glad to be sitting beside you, Coach. And Stevens serving for the Stallions. Again to Catherine Kane, just like you said, relying very heavily on Kane so far in game 3. Richardson back to Hero, back to Kane with that slide around. Nice tip, but out of bounds.
I think she was just a little late getting there, and so their only option was to try to go down the line, and she just missed it. But a good run, though, from Langley.
So Langley recovering nicely, but it'll be Stevens serving again for the Stallions. Carly Owen, again, a great job to get a hand on it.
Right. I mean, and Lindsay Stevens, great serve, made her really, get out of her comfort zone and go towards the line to dig it. And now they're right away going to take her out of serve receive.
So Stevens serving again for the Stallions. That one in the net. Nice break for Langley.
That's a great break. I mean, you adjust your serve receive and you hope, and then the player serves into the net. That's all you really want. That's the best win situation across the board for everybody.
So Richardson serving for the Saxons has looked very strong behind the service line. Otwee with the hit. The block is there. Otwee recovers. Jansen setting up Otwee again. Great job by Richardson to get a hand on it. Langley will settle for the free ball. Once again, set it up. Jansen with the tip. Richardson will set up LeBlanc. Nice rally we have going on here. Hit from the outside again. Richardson getting a hand on it, but just not enough for any of her teammates to recover.
Right, exactly. Way to get to the ball. I mean, about 3 feet above her head. Way to get to the ball and get it up. But again, her teammates just nobody could get to it because it wasn't high enough.
Grigorowicz now serving for the Stallions. Owen with another nice pass there. LeBlanc. A nice big hit for South County number 7, Chelsea Weatherhead.
That's a great swing on the outside. I mean, a great job. South County's made some great adjustments to Langley tipping and Langley off-speed shots, and I think that's the difference. Langley's got to start swinging at a few balls to get them back on their heels a little more.
Short serve there. Great job by Richardson to get a hand on it. A little miscommunication, but Katori with the free ball. Another big hit. Nothing LeBlanc can do with it.
I mean, that's just a great swing. Great. You give them a free ball, and they're definitely going to go to the entry in the middle. I mean, so she can be dominant.
So game 3 mirroring game 2 so far, with South County jumping out to a big lead with Grigorowicz. Another strong serve. Hero will go to LeBlanc. That one out of bounds.
Again, just tried to do too much with an outside set, trying to go down the line when there was no line to hit. The block is already on the antenna.
And Sue Shiflett very active there on the sideline, trying to encourage her team, get them back into game 3. And another great break for the Saxons.
And they really needed that to get back into this third set.
So far, the Stallions helping out the Saxons a little bit. Their 2 points in this game so far have been on missed serves, service errors. A little bit of a factor, but certainly not a game changer right now for the Stallions. Hero with a strong serve. Otwee is there. Richardson will send it to Hero. Over on the left side, number 14, Warden with the hit. The block is there. But again, South County looking very dominant with the hitting.
They're really abusing the block of Langley right now, and the defenders behind the block aren't being aggressive enough to get to the ball. I mean, they're getting the ball off the block up high, but they're just too far back to get a play on it for a second touch.
And the block right there, Simone Otwee has just been amazing so far.
She has been amazing. I mean, that's just something you can't do when she's front middle. If you put your ball anywhere near the top of the tape, right near the antenna, I mean, right near the middle of the net, she's going to put it right back at you.
Nice serve there by Moser. And Owen trying to recover there. So South County just having a little trouble passing right now. It's just not able to do anything because of the passing.
Exactly, and I think that's where they're struggling right now. I mean, they're making the few mistakes. They're making the mistakes where South County's just basically putting the ball in play and letting Langley make the mistakes.
All right, so another timeout. Common question people ask in volleyball is the liberos wearing the different color jerseys. So I want to point that out for the folks at home who are unclear on why several players in there have the different jerseys on to highlight the defensive specialists.
I mean, they come on the court basically for defensive purposes only. They can't play in the front row. They come on and off at will, depending how the coach wants to use them, but they're there for defense. I mean, Elise, Richardson and the South County libero are two of the best in the region.
And the region has had so many good ones. I mean, Lindsey Gill from Stonebridge as well, another strong one.
Yeah, I mean, she's a great libero. I mean, she kept Stonebridge in the match the other night.
Moser again serving for the Stallions. Hero will set up Kane. Kane with the big hit.
That's a great swing, especially against Simone Antwi in the front row. Great swing for Kane. Hopefully that'll give a little bit of energy to the Langley Saxons.
And when we talk about, I have to talk about Vicky Chung for a second. We were talking about the liberos, so definitely want to say her name. She's another great from the region who graduated from Chantilly last year. Langley showing a little life off of Catherine Kane. Elise Richardson, good job getting there. Carly Owen, too much on it.
I think that just out of system. The setter didn't expect a low set, just tried to do something with it, and the hitter just basically wasn't ready to swing and just tried to put it in play and missed it out of bounds.
So we'll see Kat No entering the game for the Saxons. Haven't seen a lot from her tonight. Richardson with a nice recovery there. South County will try to set it up close to the net. Jansen recovers well. No with her first touch. Owen with the big hit, but the block is there for South County. And No again making a difference for the Saxons. Hits the net. Recovery by LeBlanc. Left side hit from Warden. Jansen will go to Stevens. No has really played well on this possession. LeBlanc with the tip. Richardson to Hero. Carly Owen will settle things.
Carly Owen out of the middle was absolutely fantastic on that play. I mean, she did exactly what she needed to do. Waited on the set, got on top of it, and just put it to the outside of the left back position.
But again, want to talk a little bit about Kat No coming into the game. 3 nice passes.
Yeah, she did a great job back there.
Hits the net. Good serve for Langley. Big block from Owen.
Great block in the middle.
Owen and Warden both there for the Saxons. I think that kill was what Owen might have needed.
I think you see a little more energy and a little more life in her eyes right now, ready to swing.
Jansen will go back to Stevens with the hit. Nice recovery from Hero, the setter. Owen with the free ball. Jansen going back to Stevens on the right side. Hero again with the recovery. Warden will tip it over. Back to Stevens. Miscue there by South County.
Exactly. Their libero came in front of the 10-foot line or in front of the white line on the court and tried to overhand set the ball, and you're not allowed to do that. That's an illegal play.
Great job by the officials spotting that one. LeBlanc with the serve for the Saxons. Jansen going back to Stevens. No surprise who they're going to. Big hit. LeBlanc not able to handle it.
It's a great set from the setter to get the ball outside so she can go hard cross court. The defense from Langley just playing a little too far inside.
And every single time on that possession, they went to Lindsay Stevens. Nice pass from Carly Owen, but just mistake on the hit.
Right, but you can see the difference in Carly Owen in this set. She's got a lot more energy. She looks like she's a lot more confident, not apprehensive in the back row, expecting serve receive to come to her because they know they're going to pick on it.
Shelby Robertson, another serve there. Carly Owen, great job by the setter to try to get the ball out of the net.
I think you just had Owen debating whether the ball was in or out and had to make a last-second decision.
We saw that with Elise Richardson earlier. Now Carly Owen having to make that big decision. Justice with the hit, looked out of bounds. The officials call it out.
Just tried to get too cute with it, try to put it too deep and just put it out.
So South County leading this one 15-6, all tied up 1 game apiece. We're in game 3. Again, ball going to Carly Owen. Nice hit there from Justice. Lindsay Stevens with the big hit. Owen will tip it over for the Saxons. Reagan Jansen going to the middle, out of bounds.
Again, that's a great swing out of the middle for their number 3 from South County. Great swing. Way to use the block and just put it out of the reach of the defender.
So out of bounds, touched last by the Saxons. South County will get the serve here. Shelby Robertson for the Stallions. Richardson with a nice pass from the back row. Carly Owen will tip it over. Nice placement by Carly Owen.
Exactly. Did exactly what she wanted. She knew she had a big block on her, so just go to the left or the right of the block because it's a single block and try to just exploit the defense, which was playing too far back, waiting for her to hit the ball.
And I give her a lot of credit for just the composure. A little rattled on the serve receive, but not affecting the other parts of her game.
She's definitely showing that she's a senior and one of the leaders on this team.
Nice serve there from Langley. Stevens, another big hit. That one inbounds. The Langley coaching staff very surprised by the call.
I mean, the line judge made a call immediately. The ball was in. I mean, when you're struggling in a little bit of a match, you want a break or two to go your way, and that one didn't. The ball was clearly in.
So South County leading this one 17-7. Couple mistakes for serving, but otherwise South County's looked very solid in game 3 serving for the Stallions. Kim DeCanter, Carly Owen again with the hit, but the block is there for South County.
Again, they know where the ball's going right now for Langley, and so South County's just sitting their block up and being able to defend it and putting it back in the court.
So the junior Kim DeCanter with her second serve of this series. Richardson handles it easily. Owen will try to mix it up a little bit for the Saxons. Stevens there with the hit. Hero going now to Justice with a nice hit. Richardson is all over it. Hero mixing it up. Lindsay Stevens again, the block is there. Nice recovery by Owen. A little miscommunication, but doesn't harm the Saxons. Hero with a lot of time and just unlucky 4 hits for the Saxons.
Catherine Kane, I think, tried to play the ball instead of hitting with her right hand, tried to do something with her left hand, which stay with your right hand. I think in that situation, just put it over. Right idea, just use the wrong hand.
DeCanter serving again, her 3rd serve of the series for the Stallions. Nice pass from the back row. Hero not enough on that one for Carly Owen to get there.
Yeah, I think Hero just tried to go too quick to try to exploit the block, and unfortunately just had a too low set for for Owen to do anything with.
So the momentum clearly with the Stallions right now, huge lead. DeCanter, another serve. Nice pass again from No. Very impressed with her passing and big hit from Olivia Justice.
And that's the difference right now. But they're not getting enough hits and enough offense out of the front row. You have Catherine Kane coming back into the match, which could be the difference, hopefully, when she gets front row and getting back into this 3rd set. No coming out, Kat No, but again, very impressed by her passing. Beck in the game, Christine Beck serving for the Saxons, number 5. Jump serve from Beck, nice serve. And not enough on that one for Chelsea Weatherhead, who had a big hit earlier, that one in the net. I think just a low set, and again, just tried to put it over, went on the low set, and unfortunately hit it right into the net. Christine Beck with her 2nd serve of this series. She has a nice jump serve. The back line for South County able to handle it. Lindsay Stevens with a big hit. I mean, that was a great set on a not-so-good pass, and Lindsay Stevens was ready for it and just put it hard cross court. Lindsay Stevens has been the favored target from Reagan Jansen in game 3.
Nice serve from Stevens. Not anything that Hero can do about it.
And I think Lindsay Stevens is really, when she gets back to the serving line, really understanding where Owens is on the court and really, exploiting her on the court right now.
And this is the time where Langley is going to have to step up, or things could go downhill very quickly. South County with a dominant lead in game 3. Hero go over to Richardson. Otwey is there for the Stallions. Owens cannot handle.
And Ankley with just a great shot, a little off-speed shot, put a hard cross court down, over towards Catherine Kane, who's struggling a little bit, and just make her play the ball, make her get some confidence, or again, make the mistake that she did.
And I think here another very important timeout by Sue Shiflett. Langley just really had all the momentum in the first game, and then South County just took control.
I think South County in the first set made the mistakes. I think you saw their nervousness, and you saw their, that this was their first time here. Coach settled them down after game 1 and got them ready to play game 2, and now South County's just playing very, very good error-free ball, where Langley's giving a lot of their points off of their mistakes. Langley, if they can cut down their errors, this game will be back to a close match.
And Langley is certainly a very capable team. Games 2 and 3 have not gone to their way. Game 3 not over yet, but they do have a pretty uphill battle, 23-9 South County. But they looked very impressive during the semifinals, so I don't think you can count them out by any stretch of the imagination.
No, even if they drop this third set, they'll be fine. I think, Coach Shiflett will get them ready to play game 4.
And again, we've talked a lot about that experience, and that's when it comes into play, when you really have to knuckle down and get things under control when you've lost that momentum. Serving for the Stallions is Lindsay Stevens, number 14, the senior. And again, it's a service error for the Stallions that helps out the Saxons.
Right, exactly. You come out of a timeout, the last thing you want to do is miss your serve. A lot of coaches stress that. I'm sure Coach Prawl stresses that. And then the second time now they come out of a timeout and missed a serve.
Nice serve from Richardson. Kim DeCanter with the mistake on the back line for South County.
I just think she thought it was a lot more on that ball than there actually was, and it just didn't come off of her platform very well.
Nice serve again from Elise Richardson. No surprise, South County goes to Otwey. Great job by Richardson to get a hand on it, but there was too much on that ball.
Right, great dig. She's reading Simone on every swing, and she's getting more and more digs off of that. And that will help them if she can start digging Simone, because then Simone becomes pretty much an even, not so much of a weapon on the kills.
Jansen serving for the Stallions, and another service error.
South County, other than has played a great match other than their serve. They missed about 5 serves in this third set.
A couple of substitutions for the Saxons coming back into the game. Lindsay Warden, who's had some nice blocks on the front row. Jansen will go back to Antwi. The block is there, but defense not able to get a hand on it. That's it for game 3. We'll be right back with game 4 action.
Verizon's Fios One, featuring traffic and weather, local sports, stories about people and issues in your community. Fios One, bringing you the world outside your door.
Welcome back to this Verizon Fios One presentation of the Northern Region Volleyball Final. South County right now in the driver's seat, leading 2-1.
They are. I think all the energy, all the momentum is on their side. And if you look over to Langley side right now, you have, Lisa Scott, one of their former players, talking to the players to saying, hey, you're not out of this. You know what you need to do. You just got to do it as a team. There's no one individual that's going to win this set for us, win this match for us, and we have to take it 1 point at a time. And I think that's a great call by Coach Shiflett to put her in the middle of, talking to the team and tell them what they need to do, because she's been here, she's experienced it, to just, use that experience, use that knowledge to tell the players what they need to do.
And Langley, I think, needs to just wipe the slate clean, not worry about what happened in these past 2 games. All those mistakes are now over. They just need to concentrate on game 4. It all starts over again.
Exactly that. It's just one point at a time is how they have to play it. And on the other hand, South County just needs to play the way they've been playing. And whether they can close out the match or not is up to them. But I think Langley's, more than capable of coming back in this 4th set. Like I said, they just got to take it 1 point at a time, cut down on the errors, a few of the mistakes, and let South County make the mistakes and help them win a set.
So if you're Langley, one thing they did well during the first game was the diversity, but Catherine Kane has been very consistent for them. Do they try to mix it up or try to go to Kane?
I think they go to Kane more in the front row when she's there and just try to exploit that more, and then she just needs to bank some balls because I think they're mixing it up. I think South County's made too many adjustments to that, and they're getting kind of free balls off of those little tips, those little roll shots. That's allowing them to run their offense much more efficiently.
So nice shot of South County there. Again, they have all the momentum. Elise Richardson trying to encourage and rally her team. We are in game 4 of this Northern Region final, almost underway. South County leading 2-1, and it's been the hitting that has been the dominant difference for them. Simone Otwey and Lindsay Stevens both hitting sensationally so far tonight. Stevens will be serving for the Stallions. Nice serve from Stevens to start this one off.
And I mean, Stevens comes out with a different serve. Instead of jump serving, she actually stayed down and just float served it over, and I think that caught, Langley a little bit off guard.
Certainly South County known for their jump serving. Everyone is capable of jump serving on the squad. Elise Richardson, nice job. The tip is there for South County. Otwey will put more on it that time. Hero goes to Kane with the big hit.
And I think that was a great dig from Owen in the back row to give a great, a great pass up and then to set Kane. Because Simone had no chance to get there and cover for the block. And you saw Kane just basically help, get the team energized and starting off great in the first point.
Richardson with a nice serve. Jansen will go back to Otwey. The block is there. Nice block. That is exactly what Langley needs.
And I think that's the motivation they build off of in this fourth set.
Richardson will be serving again for the Saxons, their senior leader. She is the heart and soul of this squad. She's a very vocal leader, but her team responds so well. A lot of respect and admiration for Richardson. Jansen going back to Otwey. Otwey will go with a tip this time. Owen is there. Hero to Richardson. Jansen back to Otwey. More on it that time. Just the height on that one makes it hard for Langley.
I think, defensively, they're sitting back waiting, and she's just sitting in front of the defenders. The defenders need to move up and make the adjustment. If she does get if she get a free ball and get a good set, they've got to move the defense up and dig that because they're more than capable of digging that ball.
Number 13, Jansen serving for the Stallions. Kane again with a hit. Weidman recovers, their defensive specialist. Tip from Otwey. Hero with the free ball. Jansen going back to Otwey. Nice recovery by Otwey right there.
That just totally shows her athleticism. She was early on the approach, early on the jump, was coming back down and still managed to get a left hand on the ball and put it over and put it down for a kill.
It's a great expression on her face. She knew she was lucky to get that one right there. But as you said, great athleticism as Jansen serves for the Stallions. Hero going left side. The block is there. Again, it's Otwey.
That's just a great block, a little tight set. And, you set tight when Antwi's in the front row, and she's just going to basically shut you down at the block.
So South County picking up where they left off in games 2 and 3. Jansen serving for the Stallions, their setter, number 13. Nice pass from the back row for the Saxons. LeBlanc with the hit. The block is there again for South County. Langley will try something else, but out of bounds.
That was a great idea, just a little too deep in the court.
Jansen looking very comfortable right now, serving for the Stallions. Hero going back to LeBlanc. Too much on that one again.
I think Langley wanted a touch on that play, but the ball was just way too high to get a touch.
Jansen serving for the Stallions. Another serve. Carly Owen with the pass from the back row. LeBlanc will mix it up. A little soccer there from Antwi.
Well, that's one of the rule changes this year, actually. You can actually play the ball below your waist this year. So if she would have got that ball up and player would have put it over, it would have been still in play.
Excellent. So coach is recruiting some soccer players, possibly.
Use any part of your body you can get on the ball at this point.
Nikki Hero serving for the Saxons. Nice serve from the setter. A lot of height on that one. Antwi sees it. Great job by Antwi to keep her eye on that, her concentration.
Exactly, and like I said, she just out-jumped everybody to get to that ball. She just beat everybody to it and put it down for a point.
And that's why you want a player with that athleticism. Certainly can make up for a lot of errors that...
Exactly, on a tight ball like that, if you have someone that can out-jump everybody, it's perfect.
So South County using their height advantage. Their front line has looked great all day. The hitting and the blocking. And blocking, as we said in the open, that's one thing they've been focusing on. They've got a lot of nice ones today. Richardson with a nice pass from the back row. Kane with the hit, but the block is there once again for South County.
I think, again, you have South County just, understanding who's in the front row and where the ball is going to go to, and it's going to Kane. And, their coverage on the block there was just a little too far up in the court.
And this is the time for Langley. We're at 8-3 now in game 4. South County leading 2 games to 1. So Langley's going to have to get back into this one out of bounds for Warden South County volleyball.
And again, I get just trying to do too much versus just trying to put it in play. Again, the mistakes are hurting Langley in this fourth set.
Monopour serving for the Stallions. Hard serve from her. LeBlanc will mix it up a little bit. That one looked like the players were a little unclear where the ball was, but out of bounds back to Langley.
And that's a good side out for Langley, so hopefully they can get back in this game down 5.
Catherine Kane serving for the Saxons. Junior outside hitter, been very consistent today with the hitting. Left side to Otway, too much on that one.
Again, I think she just didn't get out. The set went out a little too far, and she still tried to put it down for a point.
And as we've discussed, Langley really needs to capitalize on the South County mistakes. They're not making many, so when they do, Langley needs to make them pay. Out of bounds on that serve for Catherine Kane. So Langley answering right back with a mistake of their own. It'll be Weidman serving for the Stallions. Richardson is their hero, going to the left side. Net violation on Lindsay Stevens. Again, another mistake from South County. Langley's going to have to try to react.
Exactly. I mean, Lindsay Stevens, just based on those off-speed shots, you tend to reach for a ball and then you end up in the net.
LeBlanc serving for the Saxons. Monopour with a nice pass. Short set. Nothing Lindsay Stevens could do about it.
Exactly. She just had too much momentum, not a good approach, and basically ended up going under the net for a violation.
So Langley getting some nice breaks from South County. LeBlanc serving for the Saxons. Nice pass from their defensive specialist, Weidman. Free ball from Gregorowitz. Hero will set it up out of bounds.
And again, just not a smart decision on the swing from the outside hitter from Langley.
South County volleyball. Shelby Robertson will be serving for the Stallions, number 6. The senior hits the net, but it is still good. Richardson, not enough on it. It looked like her jump, she might have mistimed it.
She did. She was a little early on the jump. I mean, normally she's good at that, but I think just mistimed and tried to do a little too much with it on the swing.
Robertson serving her second serve in the series for the Stallions. Another low serve, that one not high enough.
And Langley needs a lot more, serving errors and hitting errors out of South County if they expect to get this fourth set. Because right now the errors are going back and forth 1-1, and you're not going to win you're not going to win sets if you're just going to, send errors back and forth to each other.
Absolutely, as we've been saying, they have to make the Stallions pay for those errors. Monopour with a nice pass. Stevens with a hit. The block is there. Katori tries to recover, cannot.
Again, great dig, just unfortunately not high enough for anybody to play it on the Langley side.
So South County just inching this one along. That's all they need to do at this point.
Exactly. They can trade errors with Langley for the rest of this match and still end up winning this title.
So Kim DeCanter serving for the Stallions. Short serve. Richardson is there, and Lindsay Stevens just uses her power right there, overpowers Hero. Nice job by Weidman to get pass on that one. Lindsay Stevens again for South County. You see that senior leadership.
Exactly, and that's a great swing, a great, great rally on the offense. Get a great dig off of Nikki Hero's swing, and then just put it down for a point.
So once again, it will be Kim DeCanter serving for the Stallions, and another timeout by the Langley coaching staff. Langley looking to regroup. This is definitely the time they have to dig in. As you said, making South County pay for some of those mistakes. Serving has been a problem for South County, so we'll see if they're able to come out of this timeout with another strong serve.
Exactly. I mean, so far they've missed 2 serves out of timeouts. I mean, so I'm sure Coach Paul's telling them, look, just get your serve and play on this first one. Get a little, get it in, get comfortable, and then go for the ace on the next one. And then you have, of course, Coach Shiflett telling her girls, look, if it's not there, just put it in play. Let them make the mistakes. They're making mistakes in this set, so let's capitalize on those mistakes to keep us in this set.
I think that's the thing, is sometimes you try to do too much, and that comes back to hurt you. South County here, we'll see what happens with this serve, but it's so hard when you're in there and you're playing, and then you come out for the timeout to get right back into that momentum that you had.
Exactly. I mean, you spend a lot of time when you come out of a timeout standing around, like South County's on the court early out of the timeout, so they're standing around and things like that, and so see what happens. You have too much time to think about what you're about to do, and I think that's what causes some people to miss their serve sometime out of the timeout.
I think that's right. Sometimes overthinking can be your worst enemy in any sport. Kim Decanter serving for the Stallions. Number 4 has had some nice serves in this series. She gets that one in. No problem for Decanter. Justice with the hit. The block is there. Good job by South County to recover. Owen will pass to Hero. Back to Owen. The block is there. Again, it's Lindsay Stevens.
And that's a great read on that slide coming around. Great read to get out where she needed to be to shut that ball down and get a block. Nice job for Stevens.
A nice job for Decanter. Came right out, had no problem with that serve. Another nice serve by Decanter. Richardson is there. Hero will set up Justice. The block is there for South County. Huge hit there for Langley. Good job by South County to recover. Hero will go back to Owen. The block is there. Good rally we have going on here. Jansen to Stevens. Miscommunication by the Saxons. That's a heartbreaker.
It is. I mean, you have Elise Richardson in the back row who runs the back row, and then unfortunately, she's middle back going after every ball, and the left back called her off at the last minute, and she wasn't, she just hesitated for a second.
Decanter has done a great job serving for the Stallions. Another solid serve from Decanter. Hero will go left side to Owen. The block is there for South County.
I think Owens just is basically, she's getting frustrated and she's just trying to do, put the ball in play, and she's putting it right in the block versus trying to push it deep. I think they need to pull her sets off the net a little bit and give her some time.
Decanter has been solid. You have to give her a lot of credit for what she's done serving in Game 4. Hero back to Justice. The net is kind for Justice.
Yeah, Decanter on the serving line did exactly what I think Coach Paul wanted to do. Just put balls in play. There was nothing special about it. She didn't jump serve. Just put it in play deep in the middle of the court, and that's exactly what they needed.
So now Christine Beck will try to help get her Saxons back into this one. South County leading 17-9. Beck has been very solid serving for her team as well. And like what you were saying for Decanter, she does a jump serve. That's a nice serve from Beck. Big hit there from Weatherhead. Close to the net. South County will recover. Jansen over to Stevens. The block is there. Beck is not able to handle it.
Again, I think she was expecting just a deeper hit, and she just kind of just rolled it over, kept her back on her heels, saw where the defender was, and put it in between the defender and the block.
And now
Smart
you have
play.
Otway on the front row for South County. That is probably something that the Saxons not happy to see. Lindsay Stevens serving. Hero will go to Kane. Nice hit from Kane. Out of bounds.
I think when South County gets Antwi in the front row, it's the rotation they want. Those 3 rotations to help them, just to finish out things, to just, to dominate in a match when she's in the front row.
Elise Richardson serving for the Saxons, senior libero, number 6. Really has her work cut out for her, as do the Langley Saxons here in Game 4 of this Northern Region Final. Jansen will go back to Otway. No surprise there. Nice block there by Catherine Kane. The block is there again. She goes around the block.
And that's just a great swing. I mean, good transition. Got blocked first time, transitioned outside, and got a second swing on it. Great up, though, by South County on defense.
It is just so hard when you have Simone Otway in the front row. You know they're going to her, and she has been very impressive.
Yes.
Hero going over right side there. Nice recovery by South County. Jansen with the free ball. Carly Owen with a nice pass over to Hero. Kane, but the block is there. Again, it's Otway.
Again, Langley's trying to go through the block when Antwi's in the front row versus going over the shorter defender that's basically the outside of them, and I think they need to try to do that, or else they're going to get blocked a lot by Antwi.
Nice serve from South County. Kane, Otwey answers.
That's just a huge block in the front row. I mean, that's just motivation for your team. It's unbelievable when you stuff block somebody like that straight down.
Another timeout for the Saxons. You can tell that South County is feeling it a little bit at this point.
Oh yeah, I mean they're playing outstanding ball defensively, offensively, doing exactly what they need to do. I mean, and it's not even a matter of the mistakes now that Langley's making. Offensively, you know, South County's putting balls away. Defensively, they're digging balls and they're taking control of the game from that standpoint.
The South County fans certainly very excited at how their Stallions have come out and really put a stamp, I think, on this Northern Region final.
By far they have. I mean, for such a young team, never been here before. I mean, you saw some nerves in game one, but since then, it's just like this is a regular season match for them.
It will be Jansen, the setter, serving for the Stallions. Langley coming back on the court. This is really the time they have to dig in. 21-10. This game, if they win it, will do it for South County. They are 4 points away from being the Northern Region champions. Nice serve from Jansen. Owen answers in the back row. LeBlanc will mix it up a little bit. Weidman showing you why she's honorable mention all Northern Region. Good rally we have going on here. Kane and Otwey. Lucky there for Langley. Jansen will go to Otwey. And answering back is Catherine Kane.
That is a great block from Catherine Kane. I mean, she read Antwi just basically exactly where she was going the ball and put it right back on her. That is just great timing on her part.
And that is certainly what Langley needed to get a little bit of momentum back on their side of the floor. Serving is Nikki Hero, the setter. Had a solid night for the Saxons so far. Jansen a little close to the net. Tip from Antwi in the net for the Saxons.
Again, that's a great play, a smart play on a tight set. Again, just a little too aggressive on Langley's part of the net.
22-11. Stallions leading this one. Nice serve there. South County has corrected some of the serving errors. LeBlanc with the hit. Weidman recovers. Jansen too close to the net. And a net violation. Allison Gregorowicz over the line.
Right, again, just too tight of a set. She was too far out, not able to get anything on it. Langley did a nice job of just being there at the net to just try to disrupt what she was trying to do.
So the ball back to the Saxons. Catherine Kane will be serving. Again, a very solid night for Kane. Good serve. Jansen over to Otwey. Big hit. Nice hit there. Nothing that Langley can do about it. So 2 points away now. Game. Weidman serving for the Stallions. She had a nice pass there from the back row earlier on the last series. Carly Owen with a hit. Jansen going to Stevens. No surprise there. Good job by Carly Owen to recover. Out of bounds. That's a heartbreaker. 1 point away now is South County from being your Northern Region champions. The crowd is on their feet for the Stallions. Langley will substitute.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, South County's feeling it right now. I mean, that was great play at the net, and unfortunately just a bad outcome at the end on a very aggressive play at the net from both sides.
Weidman, a huge serve for her, no problem. Richardson, Hero will go to Owen. Owen with a big hit. That's what Carly Owen needed right there for her team.
Exactly. I mean, and that shows a lot of confidence in Nikki Hero to set her. I mean, she struggled a little bit in this match, but that shows a lot of confidence in her to set her senior outside. You definitely need to get a point.
LeBlanc serving for the Saxons. They cannot afford any mistakes here on this serve. She will have to be conservative, and a mistake from South County. Langley really trying to get back into it.
And that's a great serve, a great ace. I mean, just adjusting to the defender who's basically playing a little too far in and served it to her outside.
LeBlanc with her second serve of the series. Again, doesn't have to do anything special. Goes conservative with it. Weidman with the pass. Jansen will go to Stevens. Nice job by No there, because the block was there. That would have been against Langley. Good job by Langley to keep this going. Hero going to Justice. Justice with nice placement.
That's a great shot deep into the court when the defenders were playing up, looking for a tip or a roll.
And good job by Langley not to fold here. Sue Shiflett, great coach, has her team. Their heads are in this game. They are not willing to go quietly. LeBlanc with the service error. That's a heartbreaking way to end it.
That is a heartbreaking way. I think she just tried to serve short and just missed it.
So the South County Stallions are your Northern Region champions for 2009. Fantastic effort by Dave Paul and his club.
Oh yeah, outstanding. I mean, after game one, I think it was an even match. After game two, it was even more of an even match. But again, South County cut down on all their mistakes and allowed, and just, fed off of the mistakes that Langley was making in the match to win this match and win this tournament.
And we talked about it at the beginning of this one. One of the big keys for them was going to be hitting. And that, to me, is where the game was won, was on the front line. Simone Otway, Lindsey Stevens were huge. And I want to give a lot of credit to Reagan Jansen, because she set those two players fantastically tonight.
She did a great job as setter of utilizing them wherever they're out in the front row, especially Simone Otway being outside, being middle, being right side. She did a great job of knowing where she was and giving her the set she needed to put it away. Lindsey Stevens, same thing. When she was on the outside or in the middle. Great job with her, too.
I talked about this earlier. She missed some games early in the season, and that was a big loss for South County. They really need her there setting those players. It doesn't matter if you have great hitters if you don't have someone who can get them the ball. And I don't think she's gotten enough credit for what she's done for her club so far this season.
I agree. I agree with you. I mean, losing her early, we played her while she was out, and they were a totally different team at that point with a secondary setter on the court, the number 2 setter on the court. And it was great when they got her back. I think that's when you saw this team really come together as a group.
And both of these teams, though, neither one of their seasons is over, because they will both advance to the state tournament. And I think for South County, this is a great way for them going into it. That's going to be a big experience for them, a new experience, and this is how I think you want to head into it.
Exactly. Winning this match heading into the state tournament is a wonderful thing. And now they get to host a match on their court, on their home court with their fans. And that actually relaxes you more. You get to sleep in your own, stay at home late, go home, see mom and dad before you play the match, get everybody, all your friends come to the match. It's a great thing for them.
And certainly South County is attracting quite a following from their school. So many fans in the bleachers for the Stallions, and that was the big thing that Dave Paul said to me, is that his team has just been so excited to have fans in the bleachers, people getting excited about volleyball, and this could make anyone excited about volleyball.
Exactly. Their fans showing up tonight and giving them the support, I think, was also, kind of helped them win this match, because it was almost like a home game for them, even though they were, at a different school. It was like a home match for them, so it was good.
And you definitely saw them feed off of the crowd. I felt like in game 2, once their fans started getting into it, they really elevated their game.
Okay. Fans can give you an extra boost energy-wise, adrenaline-wise, because then when you get one big swing, one big kill, and all of a sudden everybody's screaming and yelling in the stands, it just motivates the team to just even play at a higher level. And I think that's what you saw with South County tonight.
And I think one thing to certainly talk about is some of these players that stepped up for their clubs that weren't the names that everyone was talking about when you come into this game. But for instance, for South County, I was very impressed. Kim DeCanter with those solid serves. That was huge for them. They're going to need that. And we've talked about Reagan Jansen, the setter, Shelby Robertson, and then Weatherhead had some nice hits.
Oh, Weatherhead had some great hits in the front row. She really did her job to take some of the pressure off of Simone Antwi and Lindsey Stevens when she was up there. Got a couple of kills in the game. Just great across the board. The defensive play in the back row, Fairfax, libero-wise, did a great job. She received the majority of the serves from Langley tonight, and she was passing perfectly. And giving Jansen an ability to set the ball out to anybody she needed to. That was perfect for them. And their other great servers on the end line were good. They missed a few serves, but it was from the players basically that were doing things in the front where we're missing serves. And you'll take that sometimes as a coach. Miss serve, and she's going to get me 3 kills in the front row. I'll take that any day of the week.
Well, and certainly there'll probably be no surprise about what they'll be working on in practice heading into the state tournament.
I would say so.
But now talking a little bit about Langley, because as we said, they do get this loss, but they head into the state tournament. So what do you do as a coach, you say, to build off of this to go into that state matchup?
I think as a coach, you just basically figure out who you're matched up against, see if you played them before, you know anything about them, and then you just go in and work your way through it and just kind of just start over because you're still playing. That's what matters. This is just a loss. You still finish second in the region. That's good. You're going on to play another day, and I think you just add to that. You forget about this loss. You deal with the problems you had, the errors you had, fixing those mistakes when you get to that level. But other than that, you just go in as it's a whole new day tomorrow, whole new day on Monday when you get to practice before you play on Tuesday.
And we saw that last year with Westfield. They lose the Northern Region tournament final, and then they go on to the state final. And so you can build off of this and really make it into something fantastic. So Langley should not hold their heads at all. Now we're going to go in, show you some of the awards presentation as they give the presentation, the awards for our all-tournament team. All right, we will be right back with highlights, interviews, and more here with this Verizon FiOS One presentation of the Northern Region Volleyball Championship.
Verizon's FiOS One, featuring traffic and weather, local sports, stories about people, and issues in your community. FiOS One, bringing you the world outside your door.
Northern Region Volleyball Championships are over. South County wins. Paul Frummel is with our player of the game.
Thanks, Monica. I'm here with head coach Dave Prawl and Simone Antwi, our player of the game. Coach, just talk about your emotion right now.
It's just incredible. We've been working so hard this whole season. Just practices for the last 3 months or so, and just they've gone way beyond the expectations that we had for this season. Our goal was initially just get to the regional semifinal, and just to take out the #1 and #3 team in the state of Chantilly and Stonebridge. I mean, those were just so emotional, and just phenomenal. And then we got Langley, and we knew we'd get after that.
Simone, talk to me about your emotions and how you feel after winning the region title.
It's exciting, like I don't know.
Speechless, maybe?
Yeah, yeah.
Coach, tell me about Simone and Lindsay Stevens. They were just amazing for you.
They are the backbone of our team. If at any point any of those two were just off, then we would have a very difficult time winning a match. I believe Simone had when I tracked, she had about 25 to 30 kills tonight. That is one of the season highs this year. And throwing about 4 or 5 blocks in there, she's just lights out.
Simone, you guys went down in the first game, down to Langley, and then in the last 2 games, you won by double digits. What was the difference towards the end of the match?
Well, first game we were kind of all jittery, so the second through fourth game we calmed down and we started playing our game.
Tell me about Lindsay Stevens.
She's amazing.
Coach, this year was the first time you won a region game, and you told me before this match that you felt like maybe pushovers last couple of years at the region level. Now you're region champs.
Yeah, this is the 5th year that our school has been around after we broke away from Hayfield 5 years ago. We were always that pushover team. We won 2 games our very first year, and we were always that team we're just gonna play South County. We're gonna crush them. So we've been, with Lindsay coming in and Simone coming through, along with our back row defense and our great serving, we're one of the top teams in the region now. It's exciting.
The South County Stallions, Northern Region champs. Back to you, Monica.
All right, well, now we're going to get to see why Simone Antwi was the player of the game going into the highlights here. Langley dominant in game 1. Big hit there from Lindsay Stevens. Out of bounds. Again, big serve there. Nice recovery, but Antwi with the big hit. Langley's back row really struggling to recover. Free ball for Langley.
I think that's just the play there where Antwi's just big at the net and ready to play anything that's within 3 feet of the net.
Langley trying to set things up here. South County. Stevens on the front row having to settle for the free ball. That one in the net. Again, so Langley with all the momentum in the early goings, as Antwi talked about, South County really just had to settle down.
Exactly. I mean, and that's what it took, I think, for them to settle down in game 1. We knew they'd come out with some jitters the first time here, and I think they made the difference in game 2 through 4.
Nikki Hero setting up the block there. That one out of bounds. Things went all Langley's way during the first half, and then it was just little errors that started hurting the Saxons. They got a little too complacent, it seemed like, in game 2, and then just couldn't recover. And Antwi just very diverse in the front row.
She was. I mean, she did a lot of different things with the ball other than just what you know her to do, which is just basically, hit balls and bang balls straight down on you. But very smart play from her tonight.
There, see her once again, that front line. There was just nothing the Saxons could do with her when she got a hand on the ball. It seemed like they're mixing it up again. You see all the different ways that she can hurt you.
And I think she did that well tonight, and just across the board. I mean, took her swings when she did, and when she did get blocked, she just came right back and did something different on when she got another shot of the ball.
A lot of composure from Otway. That one in the net, that was Carly Owen. Struggled a little bit, but I thought overall you have to give her a lot of credit. Otway there with another nice hit.
I think Carly Owen played a great match tonight. I mean, when she did struggle, she still came out and made some great plays throughout the course of the match.
And that's all you can ask from a player. Langley there recovering, nice hit there. But Weidman, you talked about her, Coach. She had a really solid night in the front row, in the back row.
She had a great night in the back row. I think she was part of the reason why, South County stayed in a lot of points. Just some simple digs, some simple getting to a lot of, off-speed shots, what have you, and that just made a difference, I think, for South County.
Here, nice setup. But you see the blocks there. It wasn't just the kills, it was the blocks as well for South County. That was their bread and butter. A couple service mistakes, but just couldn't overcome what a great night they had at the front of the net.
And I think South County, like I said, just played a very complete game, where Langley, I think, was just, just errors here, errors there, then put together 3 or 4 points, but just didn't play consistent. South County played consistent offensively, defensively. From the service line, they were great, even though they made 5 or 6 service errors.
All right, well, quick recap of how we got here. Langley winning the first game, South County the last 3. Thanks so much for joining us. For Paul Frummelt and Coach Ken Moser, I'm Monica Moore. The South County Stallions, your Northern Region champion. I'm standing here with Lisa Scott, former Langley standout from the 2007 Northern Region Championship team and current Maryland volleyball player. Now, Lisa, you've been here before at this tournament. You know what it's like. What are the big things the teams are focusing on now just as they prepare to play?
I think everyone's looking to really get in the zone and to really focus on what they're about to do. I think the keys to winning this match is just going to be who passes better and who has the better attackers. And I think both teams have shown to be really good at that, and that's why they're here right now. And it's just who, in this big moment with all of this excitement, can really get down to it and perform the best.
Obviously, your senior year at Langley, you guys had a storied year. What was the highlight of that year for you?
I think this was definitely one of the highlights. I mean, walking into this gym, there was a lot of nostalgia that came to mind, and this strange feeling that came over me of being back here and being so excited after we won. And I think another moment was probably in the semifinals of states, when nobody really expected us to do anything, because nobody from this district or from the Liberty District or even this region has really come into the state tournament and won some games. And I think that game was just so exciting. It went to 5, and I don't think I've ever really been more excited since then.
Now, several of the players that were on that 2007 team are currently still playing for Langley. Have you given them any advice, talked to them, and how do you think that experience is going to play a factor today?
I think us going there my senior year has really paved a way for them, and to show them that if working hard, or when they work hard, that they can really achieve something great. And I think with especially Elise Richardson, who played the entire season with me, and I think she has that great experience to be able to lead this team and to show them that they can achieve goals that they set for each other. And I know my senior year, that was a goal. Coach Shiflett wanted us to win states, and we were always like, well, I don't really know if that could happen, but we definitely did it. And I think that that's a similar goal that they have this year, and Elise knows that they can achieve it and that they are working towards a common goal.
And of course, I know you're now playing at the University of Maryland. Can you talk a little bit about what it's been like to make that transition from high school to the college level?
It's definitely been sort of a difficult transition, one that's been exciting and fun. I've definitely learned a lot about volleyball. Going to the University of Maryland, I learned more about volleyball than I think there ever was to know about volleyball. But I think being at Langley definitely gave me a great foundation of hard work and skill to start at the University of Maryland and be able to start as a freshman and to really make a difference in my team. I think that I think that being here gave me a great opportunity to go to Maryland and do good things.
Well, Lisa, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
This is Paul Frummelt here with Centerville Director of Student Activities, Jimmy Sanabria, hosting the Northern Region Volleyball Finals. You mentioned this is your 6th year hosting?
This is my 6th year. I think it's the school's 10th year hosting this tournament.
How exciting is it to be able to host an annual event like this?
You know, it's fantastic. For this community, Centerville's a big girls volleyball community, and over the past 6 years, it has grown from just a small tournament to probably one of the biggest tournaments that we have in the northern region.
The rain this week postponing a bunch of football games. Luckily, this event's indoors.
Yeah, for me, it's great when you host an indoor tournament with all the rain outside. But I do feel for my colleagues this past week trying to get those football games in.
But hosting an event like this, talk about the undertaking, the amount of man hours it takes to host such a great event.
We usually start a couple of weeks before the event, getting rosters and printing out, and we have brackets before the teams are even made just to sort of figure out who's going to be in it. And then it's a support of around 10 or 12 people that really run everything from the concession stands, announcing, security, hospitality room. It is quite an undertaking that I get a lot of support from the Centerville community coming in, which is fantastic.
Centerville High School again hosting the Northern Region Volleyball Tournament Finals, South County against Langley. Jimmy, thanks a lot.
Sure, no problem.